everyone, Tracy here. I just wanted to share with you some layouts that I had made, and I had mentioned before that I have been making a lot of my scrapbooking layouts from kits. And I had never worked with kits before. I've been scrapbooking for say 18 plus years, and I never used kits. I just figured everything had to be my original design kind of thing. I picked up a whole bunch of kits from Crop and Create, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. Not only am I having fun, but it also got me back into scrapbooking. There were a few years there that I hardly did any scrapbooking at all. And working from these kits, it got me excited again to scrapbook. Another thing with working with these kits is everything is in a kit. You don't need anything else besides your adhesive. Well, of course, I still use my own supplies. I have enough of them, but you really don't need to. They give you enough stuff. And also, there's papers that I would never have picked out to use in a million years. And when I'm done with the layout, I like the whole overall look. All of my scrapbooking kits that I've been using, I've purchased from this Crop and Create event that comes to our city every year, and it is put on by Scrapbook and Cards today. And these ones here were from our goodie bag that was jam-packed full of stuff. And these ones were designed by Vicky Boutin and Kelly Goru. And I'm pretty sure Vicky, who is hilariously funny, she's a fun one, I'm sure she did all of the layouts, and then Kelly, she designed the cards. I didn't make the cards, but I did do the layouts. So as you can see, this kit makes 4 layouts and 3 cards. And I got 8. I got 8 layouts out of this kit. So here is one of Vicky's designs. It's a 2-page spread. And here is my take on hers. Now, I, of course, did a couple things different. And one of the things I did was I spritzed my pages. I spritzed them because I didn't like the yellow is not one of my favorite colors. I don't dislike it, but it's not one of my favorites. And I just wanted to add some color to this, so I just spritzed it with some sprays. Most everything else I think I got from the kit except this paper bag. I don't know if I misplaced mine or which, but I didn't get the bag, so I just added my own bag and then added these hearts. This was from my stash. This little paper clip here was from my stash. And then that's a picture of my husband and my daughters. I think that was on Mother's Day. I made them get a picture taken. And then here is the second page layout. And this one I followed pretty close. Again, I used the spritzing for it. I spritzed on the background. So that is the first one, and Vicky's was also a 2-page layout. And then this next one here, because I know how to make my kit stretch. So this one here was a 1-page layout, and here it is here. And again, I followed Vicky's layout quite closely, except I changed the background paper because I like the other side of it a lot better. It would seem more fun to me. So I did, what else did I do? I think that's about it. Besides, I also changed, I put a black mat around the whole thing because black just makes things pop out. And they wanted me to use this chalkboard paper that they had. It's a I used it, so I'll show you another one. But I didn't want to cut that all up just for the layout. So what I did was I just cut up my bits and pieces of black cardstock I had for around the edges here, because this piece here is a separate piece. And I chalked it up myself. So ironically, these 2 layouts are from the Crop and Create event. And then I made a second page. Vicky's only came with this 1 page. A little bit different mine is, and I made a 2-page layout out of it. And I had this hexagon die that I cut out, and then I cut out different colors and placed them inside, and these are up on dimensionals. So these are the pages. And what surprises me, even because I like everything matchy-matchy when I do my 2-page layouts, but this is like a blue or a teal, or not teal, what is this, like an aqua color, and then this here is like a peachy orange color, whereas usually I would like make it totally match. But and to make my kits stretch. I use my own cardstock. So these two here, these are my own background cardstocks. So those are two more layouts. And then this one here, I pretty much stuck to Vicky's design as well. And here's her layout here. So I pretty much stuck to it, except, again, I changed the background papers because I like these ones a little bit better. And another thing, they had this really beautiful, and you'll see because I used it on another layout, they had this beautiful butterfly paper, and you were supposed to fussy cut the butterflies out, but I could not waste a whole paper just to cut out a couple butterflies. So I had these stickies, these sticky butterflies I think I got from the dollar store. And again, I had to use my own background paper. And here's the second page for that. And another thing I did was I really liked this embellishment up here. Sorry for shadows, but I really love this embellishment and all the layers to it. So I wanted to carry it over to the other page because I like things matchy-matchy. So I made my own. And what I did was I just traced a few things, and then these are fake stitches obviously because I really don't, I'd love to sew on my layouts, but I just don't have the patience to try that. And then I gold embossed this because they had some gold foil on this one. So I did some gold embossing. And this is just actually, these pictures are just from a couple weeks ago. My friend and I, every year we go on a girls' weekend, just her and I, and we rent a cabin and we craft and hike and have all sorts of fun. So that's these layouts here. That's a picture of her and I. We saw a deer on right by the lake, and then I gave her a Coke and it said best friend on it. And then this one here, that's a picture of me taking a picture. I brought my big boy camera. I'm still on is it auto? Yeah, I'm still on auto, but it takes really nice pictures. And then just there's a selfie I did with my phone. So these are pretty much the same, except I used different background papers, and I used my own embellishments and my own cardstock, and I made my own little extra thing. So that's 6. So I actually got 8 layouts out of this one. And this is that beautiful butterfly paper that they wanted me to cut up, and I just couldn't do it. So there was no more layouts because you're only supposed to get 2, 3, 4 layouts and 3 cards, and I got 8 layouts altogether. So here is my last one, and like I said, I just had to use this butterfly paper in its full thing because it's so pretty. And then this was a picture I took of my daughters. We would go for a hike up at our camp, and they just held hands, so I had to get a picture. And then I wrote sisterly love with, is it Pronto or Fonto or something, I don't know. And then added a little tag here with a little envelope, and then I double punched the love, and I did it in black, and then I did it in the light blue color, and just so it looks like a shadow. And then I added washi tape on the bottom, and it matches so nicely. And then this here, it says let's go be adventurers, and I just happened to have this. My girlfriend and I were away. I just happened to have this little piece with me. I don't know why. I stamped it and inked it, I don't know when, but I just happened to have it. So, and then it said happiness is sisterly love. And then the second page, and this is the chalkboard background that I didn't want to cut up, and I made my own chalkboard paper. This was it. And I wanted black background paper, but when my girlfriend and I went away, I didn't bring any black cardstock with me, so I used this paper. But the reason I saved it is because look at how fun that is. But, oh well, you can't always use both sides of the paper. And then this, I used a lot of my own stash for this. Just chipboard, one of these tags. This love was actually, this foil love, this is actually in the kit. And I think so is this little thing here. It says you and me. That was too. And then here are my daughters, all 3 of my daughters. And that's the same day they're holding hands there. Just a silly picture because I like to take silly pictures. So there is another 2-page spread. And even though I'm really out of my comfort zone, because even though the pages aren't like matchy-matchy, there's still elements that match together. For example, we got the butterfly paper, so pretty. And then this is chart like very dark black, and this is a nice crisp black. So there's things that tie in. So I think I can live with that. Plus my daughters are in there, and they're so pretty. So those are all my layouts. So I got, let me just double check, 2, 4, 6. I got 8 layouts, and I was only supposed to get 4 layouts and 3 cards. And I still have the card bases, and I'll show you all the extras. This is all the extras that are left from that kit. So I have a whole bunch of stickers, I have a lot of ribbon, which I usually don't use ribbon, cutouts, extra papers, a couple, like even a full sheet of paper. So you get a lot in these kits. So you know I'm excited for this event coming up again. Crop and Create is actually coming up this weekend. So these are the layouts I made with the goodie bag, and I'll show you some more of the layouts that I've made in another video. So thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you all had a very creative day. Bye now.